And you are all set.
Well, good morning. My name is Janet Blanco, and I am a manager consulting outreach for the Economic Development Department in Hillsborough County. I'm also a senior consultant for the Florida Small Business Development Center at Hillsborough County. So what we do in the Florida Small Business Development Center is we provide technical assistance, we provide business resources, classes, confidential one-on-one business consulting to business owners at no cost to them. Today, we're going to talk about the Rapid Response Recovery Program, which it's the R3 program. And it's an economic recovery financial assistance for small businesses that have been impacted by COVID-19. So what's the purpose of this program? So we created this program to support full and robust economic recovery in Hillsborough County, to support the recovery efforts for small businesses that were forced to close or are economically injured by COVID-19, aid the rehiring of employees that were dislocated in Hillsborough County, aid the institution of safe practices in workplaces, and complement previous state and federal programs. So this program is also available countywide, means that all cities and unincorporated and the unincorporated Hillsborough County, it's if you are in the city or in Plant City or Temple Terrace, you qualify for this program. Now, if you're going to apply for this program, you may only apply and receive one benefit. So that's why it's important that you listen to the overview of the three programs that we have and choose the one that benefits your business the most. So the three programs are designed with three different purposes. So we have the first one, which is the Kickstart Small Business, which is for operations in general, the Back to Work, which is for employment, and the Safe at Work, which is for safety, for COVID-19 safety. Before I give you an explanation about the three programs, I want to talk about the qualification and the criteria for the programs. It is important for you to understand that to be eligible, the businesses must meet all the criteria, okay? And these are the criteria. The business have been either forced to close, deemed non-essential by a government order, or suffered economic injury due to COVID-19. Be in Hillsborough County, be in operation since March 1st, 2019 or earlier. So you must have been in business since March 1st, 2019 or earlier. Be open for business in some capacity. That means if you close, you need to be reopened if you're at the moment that you apply. Be a for-profit business, not a publicity trade business. Be registered as a legal business in the state of Florida. Be in good standing with Hillsborough County. No standing liens or fines. No disqualifying criminal of financial mismanagement. Not a gambling, CBD, medical marijuana, or adult entertainment business qualifies. Now, each specific program may have additional requirements. Let's talk about the first one, which is the Kickstart Small Business. This is one of the most popular ones because it's designed to support support Hillsborough County small businesses, providing an immediate infusion of capital. So the qualifying businesses must have 3 million or less in revenue. Now, your business, in order to qualify, must have also at least $40,000 on revenue in 2019. So it's between 40,000 and 3 million in revenue. Businesses that did not make the $40,000 in revenue in 2019 do not qualify. The financial assistance amount depends on the number of employees. For a sole proprietor, 2 or less employees is $7,500. And if your business has more than 2 employees, is $10,000. The Back to Work. This program is designed as a reimbursement incentive for businesses in Hillsborough County to hire or rehire workers. The qualifying business must have 20 million or less in annual revenue, but remember, you have to have it's between 40,000 and 20 million. You have to, if you didn't make 40,000 in 2019, you are not qualified. And it's up to 2,000 is the salary per new or rehired employee, but the employee must have been hired on or after May 2020. So the new or rehired employee must be an active employee at the time that you apply. There is no maximum of employees, and the award may not be greater than the actual payroll of the new or the rehired employee. That means that if you have an employee and that employee has a salary of $1,600 is the amount that we're going to give you for that employee. But if you have an employee that his salary or her salary is $3,000, we're going to only give you up to $2,000. So $2,000 is the maximum. Some important specifics about the Back to Work program is that eligible employees need to be hired on or after May 1st, 2020, as I said it before. Full-time and part-time employees qualify. 1099 contractors do not qualify. If you're using a staffing company and you have leased employees, they do not qualify. The employee must be still employed at the time of the application, and the amount of financial assistance do not exceed the $2,000 per employee hired. The amount of financial assistance cannot exceed the actual amount paid to the employee. And the third program that we have is the Safe at Work Matching, which is more popular in bigger businesses. This program is designed as a reimbursement incentive to assist businesses with COVID-19 coronavirus pandemic safety guidelines. Businesses that have done work at their office or industrial retail property to keep their employees safe. It also funds personal protective equipment, PPP, and technology needed to modify service or enable employees to work remotely. It also funds safety and sanitation training for employees. Qualifying businesses must have 20 million or less in annual revenue. But remember, from 40,000 to 20 million, you must have been able to at least have 40,000 in revenue in 2019. This is a matching. This is a matching fund, 1-to-1, 50% up to $10,000. for actual documented expenses. It means that if your business spent $20,000 in personal protection equipment, the county pays 50% of that, so it's $10,000. So it's half of that, up to half of what you spent, up to $10,000. And some specifics about this program is expenses must be incurred on or after March 1st, 2020. The property must be office, agricultural, industrial, or retail. Must be used to reimburse cost of improvement. Directly related with mitigating the spread of COVID-19. Must attest that all transactions are arm's length transactions. Let's say you have a business and you needed to buy personal protection equipment, and you also needed to do a few modifications in the business. If you did it yourself, if you modify the business yourself without hiring a contractor, let's say you needed to remodel your business, or and you did it yourself, that does not qualify. You need to prove that you hire a contractor to do that work. You need to prove that you bought the personal protection equipment from a provider. So those are the, you need to prove that you paid a company to train your employees. So those are the things that we're gonna look for the Safe at Work program. Now, the application process. The application, it's a streamlined application. You do it online, and we've done it in 3 phases. The early access started in June 30th. The expanded access started in July 13, and the full access started July 27th. We're still accepting applications for the early access and expanded access. Some people are confused and say, hey, you know what, I missed my chance. No, don't think about you missed your chance. You are going to be able to apply. So we're accepting early access, expanded access, and full access. The early and expanded access priority was given to businesses that were forced to close by a government order, and also for businesses that were in distressed areas. The full access, now, if you were not forced to close, but you were economically injured by COVID-19, with a decrease of revenue of at least 25%. So you have to show that the decrease of revenue is 25% or more, so you can apply. I believe that most of South Tampa chambers may be able to apply for the full access. So to recap the application periods for the 3 programs, the Kickstart, early and expanded access, the annual business revenue, it's under $1 million. The full access, we up the cap in annual business revenue. Now it's under $3 million. Remember that you must have had at least $40,000 in annual revenue in 2019. The impact to the business in early and expanded access is forced to close but reopened, and the full access is economically injured, and you have to be, of course, open. So people ask us, how do we determine that 25% of economically injured? So what we do is we're going to take a look at your profit and loss of the month of April in your profit and loss of April 2019. We're going to compare April 2019 with April 2020. And if you have 25% or more of loss of revenue, you qualify. So we compare again April 19 to April 20 to determine that 25% or more. The business location in the early access is in distressed areas, in the expanded access, and in the full access, all Hillsborough County cities and unincorporated Hillsborough County qualifies. And the planned funding for the early and expanded access, it's up to $20 million, and for the full access is also up an additional $20 million. And as I said before, you can apply for the early, expanded, and full access. We're accepting applications for the 3 periods. For the back to work, the annual business revenue for the early access and the expanded access is under $5 million. For the full access, it's under 20 million. The impact of the business for the early and expanded access is forced to close but reopened. For the full access is economically injured. Again, the 25% comparing April to April. Business location for the early access and expanded access, for the early access is in the distressed areas. For the expanded access and for the full access is all Hillsborough cities and unincorporated areas. The planned funding for the early access is up to $8 million. Expanded access is additional $8 million. And for the full access is up to an additional $10 million. For the Safe at Work, the annual business revenue for the early access and the expanded access is under $5 million. For the full access, we up that annual business revenue, it's under 20 million. Reminding you that you must have at least have a revenue of $40,000 in 2019. That's the minimum. The impact of the business for early access and expanded access is forced to close but reopened. And for the full access is economically injured. Remember April 19, April 20, that 25% of loss of revenue or more. The business location for the early access is in the distressed areas. For the expanded and the full, all Hillsborough County cities and unincorporated areas. So now we are at the full access application period. We started that in July 27th. And as I said before, that doesn't mean that you do not cannot apply if you are in the early or extended. You still are able to apply. And to recap, the Kickstart Small Business is from $7,500 to $10,000. Back to work up to $2,000 for higher employee, and the Safe at Work is up to $10,000 match. So the annual business revenue in 2019, remember the minimum, $40,000 for the Kickstart, it's under $3 million. Back to work under 20, Safe at Work under 20. COVID-19 impact to business for the Kickstart and Back to Work and the safe at work is forced to close, deemed not essential, and or economically injured. Business location, as long as your business is in Hillsborough County, it qualifies, and the planned funding for each period is, for the Kickstart is 20, for the Back to Work is 10, and for the Safe at Work is 10. So that's for the full access application period. I'm going to give you a small tour in the website so you know where to get the information and you know how to get into the portal. So when you go to that website, what you are going to see, as you see here, you see again all the information about the 3 programs. And you also see, I will encourage you to go ahead and subscribe to the ECC newsletter, because that will give you updates about the programs. So all you have to do is click there, and all they ask is your email. So you subscribe, get the emails of the ECC, so you can get an updated information about not only the program, that are 3 programs, but other programs and services. I encourage you to get connected to your economic development department and to get connected to the Florida Small Business Development Center, especially in these times. If you see here, you see the full access explanation. It opens through December 1st. Or until funding is exhausted. Okay, if there is no, if we run out of funds before December 1st, well, we close before that. If you want access to our virtual information sessions or to the PowerPoint presentation, we have them here in Spanish and English. Now, if you click here, you have full access to the portal. And here you have the call center that we have from Monday through Friday assigned to this program. You have the phone number, and you can call anytime from 8 to 6. If you go into the portal, first thing you have to do is sign in and register. Please save your username and password just in case you may have to come back to the application. It will save time if you save it, so you don't have to just go through the prompts of recovering passwords or usernames. And also, I would encourage you at this time, probably when you get into that portal, you probably more or less know what program is going to be, what program you're going to be using. If you have any doubts about the programs, we're here to assist you. I'm going to give you my cell phone number, which is 813-285-9942, 813-285-9942. So you can just give me a call, and if you need any assistance, I will try to direct you and give you the assistance that you need. Now, once you're here and you decided what program, I will encourage you to go ahead and click here and double check again the overview of the program. You have here all the programs. You have the Kickstart, the Back to Work, and the Safe at Work. Let's say you decided that the Kickstart for small businesses is the one that you want to choose. So make sure that you read again the overview, read the criteria, and the application requirements. And I'm saying this because What has happened more often that we want to is that some business owners don't understand the supporting documents, and they send supporting documents that are not the same as what we're asking for. And what happens is that you're going to delay your application process, because when that application gets to compliance, they're going to review and they're going to send it back to you. You're going to get back into the portal and then modify that. When you do that, you send it back, and you are going to be placed at the back of the queue. So make sure that if you have any questions about the paperwork before you apply and send it, it's better to be safe than sorry. Take your time to review that the application is correct, that the supporting documents are the way that we're asking for. And in doubt, you can go ahead and give us a call and we'll try to help you. For instance, let's say that you are applying for the Kickstart. Here you have, okay, if you're the tax structure that you need, if you are a sole proprietor, if you are a corporation, if you're in a partnership, these are the documents that you need, okay? So let's say you're a sole proprietor, you need these documents. So do not skip any documents because your application will get kicked back and then sent to the back of the queue once you have sent it and corrected it. So another thing that we have found is that we ask for the copy of the driver license, front and back. We have found that some business owners do not read the back part. So it's front and back. If you don't send the back, the application will be kicked back to you. So you have to upload, and then you go back into the end of the queue. The W-9, and if you don't have it, here we have a way where you can click here and get your W-9 that you can fill out. And also the Form 941. Now, this has been very common in the application for businesses that have no employees. If you have no employees, you have 0 employees, you qualify for $7,500. But you don't have a Form 941 because you don't have employees. So do not upload any documents there. You're going to click a box saying, okay, did you see that the form, did you see that they were asking for the 941? And you click that box, but do not upload any form because you don't have employees. A common mistake is that some business owners are not in payroll. So they're just the business owner, but they're not in payroll, and they understand that because they're business owners, they think that they are employees. So if you're not in payroll, you're not an employee. So you put 0 employees. Now, if you're a business owner and you are not in payroll, so you're not employed by your business, so you're not in payroll, and you do not use employees for your business, but you use independent contractors, 1099s. Remember, independent contractors are not employees, so put 0 employees. So if you are not in payroll, it's 0. If you have 2 or more employees, you put whatever employees. So that has been very common, and that's why I'm saying it, okay? Another thing that has been a common mistake is discrepancies. Discrepancies with the 941. You said in your application that you have 2 employees, they have to be shown in the 941. If you say in your application that you have certain address, that address needs to match with the zone-based address. So avoid discrepancies. Whatever you say and you fill out in that application is going to be checked with your legal documents. They're going to go to zone-based and see if you are incorporated, when you incorporated, so on and so forth. So avoid discrepancies. Whatever your legal documents and tax documents say, put the same thing in your application to avoid delay. So those are common mistakes that we've seen. So that's the purpose of this meeting today. So you understand that that when the application has mistakes or is not complete, it will be sent back to you. And then you will be, again, last in the queue when you correct that. So the same thing we have with the back to work. We have the explanation and we have the application requirements. And also with the safe at work. Here, the explanation and the requirements. So that's the portal. Once you apply, what you are going to get is an email saying, okay, we got your application, and then you will wait for an email if something is wrong, or if everything is running smoothly and your application is correct, they will send you a check. It will be a paper check, and the time frame will be once you send the application and they check that the application is complete and correct, it will take 4 to 6 weeks for them to issue that check and send it to you. Make sure that your address is the correct address. As I said before, we have an economic recovery support line, which is the 888-393-7509, Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. They're dedicated to answering questions, and if they cannot answer, they probably will refer you to us. And the virtual sections, and as I told you before, you can get them clicking here. Right here, if you need a copy of the presentation. I'm going to go ahead and open it up for questions. If you have any questions, what we're going to do is you can unmute yourself and we can help you with your questions. Let me know if you have any questions. At this point, you're going to be able to unmute yourself. Corey, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, hi.
Hey, how are you? You did a great job.
Huh?
You said you did a great job. Nobody has questions.
I guess no one has questions. Okay, but as I told you before, we're available. You have the call center available to you. Oh.
We have questions, but we are posting on chat actually here. So.
I'm sorry?
We have questions, but we are posting on chat.
Ah, you have chat questions. Okay.
Yeah,
good.
that's what we put a separate option here for questions.
Oh, all right. Let me see.
Are the churches, the programs available to churches?
No, they're not. not, this is for only for-profit organizations.
Well, once the application is submitted, what is the typical response time?
4 to 6 weeks.
And then they're asking, why does it take 4 to 6 weeks?
We have a lot of applicants, and we need to review every application and be in compliance. And one of the main reasons really is because applicants do not send the supporting documents or send incomplete applications. So it makes us work back and forth. So that's why we're making an effort to make business owners understand that it's important. So it will save work and time for us, and it will definitely save time for you.
Correct.
So that's why.
Yeah, and we're expecting for the process to get better as everybody learns more and more about how to submit, like Jeanette was saying, correctly, then the process will be smoother. But as we can see at the beginning, 4 to 6 weeks is going to be the typical response time. The next question, I have 3 businesses, 1 restaurant, and 2 other IT consulting companies. Each 2 companies, can I apply for all 3? I'm not sure exactly what that means, but the last part is, can I apply for all 3? I have lost revenue in 2020.
If you have 3 different companies with 3 different EIN numbers, yes. But remember, you have to, your 3 companies, each company needs to, all the criteria applies. If you've the loss of revenue, we're going to check April 2019 to April 2020, those 2 months, and has to be 25%, at least 25% of loss of revenue. But yes, each company, as long as each company has loss of revenue of 25% and has a different EIN number for each company, you can apply.
Yeah, I got a question here. I'm the same person asked this question. I got a funds in 2020, 2019. I have like $50,000, $51,000 funds from March to April, and I got only funds like 27,000 in 2020. So that I have lost more than like a revenue, like around 40%. So I can apply for that one, right?
So you're saying your revenue was only 29 for 2019?
No, 2019 I have like 51,000, and 2020 I have only like 27,000. So.
I mean, I think just